They betrayed us in the Middle East. They wish they had a true leader like Donald J. Trump. Australia is basically the 51st state of America and Asia. Mates, believe it or not, Americans and their president are simply too dumb. Cause today I will show you the worst things that Americans still say about Australia.
Man, I don't even want to read like most of those, but here we go, I guess.
But the first and probably the craziest comment is, South Australia literally has trillions worth of oil. We should just buy off the whole state. They owe us anyway. Oh yes, some Americans believe they can just swoop in and take whatever they want, cause they believe everyone owes them for doing absolutely nothing for the world's safety. I mean, if y'all from South Australia, beautiful place by the way, do you want America to take over, bro? Oil prices have always been up and down. Look at the Gulf War in the 90s and the financial crisis in the 2008. But now they're crying in Canada, Europe, and Australia because Trump is the president. These are supposed to be our allies. I hope Americans remember this. Wait, so causing artificial inflation, unnecessary regional conflicts, and ruining everyone's summer holiday? Oh, it's winter now in Australia. I forgot. The winter holidays are somehow justified because y'all think your precious little orange overlord should never be blamed for anything, bro. Also, wasn't the financial crisis in 2008 also caused by Americans, and that went on to wipe out the economy in so many nations? Y'all still think Australia owes you something for being a, as they call it, bad ally? What even is this logic, bro?
You know what? I'm beginning to think that the ban on social media for kids is a lifesaver, when this is what you literally see on the front page of a lot of those apps.
But oh no, it only gets worse from here. Because the next two comments actually came from Donald Trump himself. We no longer need or desire the NATO country's assistance. We never did. He always randomly makes some letters big and no one knows what his problem is. Likewise, Japan, Australia, or South Korea. In fact, speaking as the President of the United States of America, by far the most powerful country anywhere in the world, we do not need the help of anyone. Did you hear that, guys? America no longer needs you, bro. So when you're deciding, man, should I eat at the American restaurant or the local Aussie eatery? Just remember that this man said he and his nation never needed you. And that also includes your money, right? Australia to the USB for the first time. A very big market. I hope our great farmers are happy. Make America great again. Guys, if there's one thing I know about beef or anything else from America, is that it's nothing but toxic chemicals, bro. I mean, just look at the size of the US president. Y'all seriously want to eat the same thing as he does?
Also, from what I know, isn't Australia like self-sufficient enough when it comes to beef and a lot of other stuff? Why would you even remotely want anything from the US when you already have plenty of it? Is this some kind of backdoor political stuff that we should never talk about?
But man, you know what is worse than American meat? Well, what about that nonsense coming out of Americans? When will them Australians learn that the windmills are a waste of time and only stupid people use them? Wake up, Australia! So if y'all remember, I think it was the beginning of this year where the President Mungo Juicy openly criticized a lot of the nations for using green renewable power, calling it a green scam, saying it's for losers, and China is making all the windmills, so basically you're supporting China, yada yada. I mean, wind power is now like 13% of Australia's total power generation, right? While only 10% of American power came from the wind. Also, I heard they never clicked the sub button, bro. Y'all don't want to be like them Americans. The US needs to drop NATO like a toxic ex-wife and just hang out with the actual allies like Japan, Australia, Kenya, and Egypt. Okay, so never mind, y'all guys from Australia still want America as an ally at this point. But last time I checked, Egypt is having crazy inflation and human rights issues, and Kenya is having like one of the worst corruption scandals. Y'all seriously think they even come close to replacing NATO? Are you out of your mind?
Also, please correct me if I'm being delusional, but isn't NATO more like a defensive mechanism? Like if y'all do anything to any of us, you're going to have to face the combined forces of all of us kind of stuff. So why do so many Americans behave as if NATO is their personal lackey?
But the next comments, bro. This is what happens when Americans pretend to know everything about Australia, but they always end up embarrassing themselves. God, I wish Australia over there could have President Trump instead of that useless waste of a bum. Okay, so I'm not an expert on Aussie politics, but y'all guys have amazing healthcare, public transportation, bike lanes, and sidewalks, and I think parents in Australia have about 20 weeks of paid parental leave, but y'all have babies, right? Y'all know what we have in America? Literally nothing, bro. So do y'all want to have Elbow as your PM? Or do y'all rather have Mr. I have a concept of a plan, Donald Taco Trump? Canada is forcing all Canadians to hand over their pew pew pew, and it will become a crime to own it. Go ask Australians if they regret, as I guarantee they totally do. Hey guys, doesn't it make you sad and want to like abandon Australia? Cause nobody has that pew 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 in public, and your kids can go to school, you can go shopping and relax on the beach without having to worry about your personal safety. Unlike in America, it's terrible, right? How can anyone live like this?
And also, I think one of the newest surveys from 2026 ranks Australia as the second safest nation on the entire planet. And the state article literally says at the end that it's all thanks to having a rather stable authority and strict pew 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 control, which is the exact opposite of what the US is doing.
But I'm saying nothing will be worse than the next American comment. I support sending more US troops to Korea, Japan, and Australia before Russia decides to take them. Bro, I'm pretty sure all of the nations y'all have mentioned are more than capable of defending themselves. And there ain't any US military bases in Australia, right? Like, where do y'all even send these people to? And how would they even defend themselves against the vicious, blood-sucking drop bears? Gosh, I hate those things. Guys, is it real that the DC raised the Australian flag instead of the UK flag since the king was visiting? That sounds like a terrible mistake to make. Yes, my gosh, the good old Americans can't figure out which one belongs to who. I mean, they look 50% similar, so they must be the same nation. This one is UK, this one is also UK. I don't know what this is, but hey, welcome to the UK, bro. Also, mistaking Austria for Australia has been a crazy big issue in the post office here in America, to the point that when I do send any packages to my pal in Austria, I will have to tell them, bro, if it doesn't get there in 2 weeks or however long it typically takes, y'all may have to go to Australia to get it back, bro.
And then you have a lot of those that I can't even take it seriously. Like some saying we should take Australia as the 51st state of America. Some say Australia is already a state of America. So that's doable. If y'all want to become a part of America, then say it in the comments, bro, so we know you need to go to a hospital, man.
But I think it's fair to say that if any American tourist ever comes to you and says that, aren't you Aussies a bit envious that we have Donald Trump back home and y'all ain't got one? Then please, you can direct them to where the drop bear is. I heard they always see more human sacrifices, bro. But in this video, I want to talk about the biggest difference in Australian culture and how that actually made all the difference between Australia and the US. But y'all will have to click on the video to find out.